While most defensive encounters are between 3 and 7 yards, yours may be significantly longer than that. Want to take your knowledge beyond the narrated videos? Join us on Active Self-Protection Extra and subscribe for multiple videos every week to help you get better in your defensive skills. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson out of the Philippines. Here we're going to see an attempted moto jacking that goes very badly for the attempted moto jacker. And we're going to learn important lessons here about using the tool that you have, namely your vehicle, to get out of the danger zone as fast as you can. Then we're going to have secondary lessons about intervening in a third-party encounter and exercising acceptable and good marksmanship at extended distances. So what we're going to see here is the first one's an attempted moto jacking with a guy pulling a gun and the intended victim just driving off. But there's an off-duty Filipino cop here who's going to pull his gun and take a couple of shots and actually get the guy who had the gun, and his partner, no honor among thieves, right, runs off without his buddy. Now our officer's going to come up here, grab his gun, put it aside a little bit, and then he is going to get on his phone and call in some backup. So the perp is down for the count here, not completely dead. You can see him still kind of moaning around, but is definitely taken out of the fight, and the officer, even though off duty, did a fine job. Let's think about some lessons out of this one. There's actually two fights going on here. First of all, you notice that this is an attempted moto jacking or mugging or whatever, but he uses the tool that he has effectively. He waits for that guy to turn one way and he turns the other and bounces. Now that's not completely without its problems because this guy could have shot at him, but thankfully got out of the danger zone quickly. Next, I want to talk about this second, implication, this second interaction. Now, if you're not a law enforcement officer, you have no duty to, intercede on a third-party behavior. He could have just bounced the other way and gotten away from these guys. But an officer does have a duty to protect the public. And so you're going to see here that the first person to get a shot off as he drew his gun and gave some commands is the bad guy. This is why we say there is a competition in a gunfight. Now, you don't know what the part time is, but there is a competition. He was just a little bit faster as you see the gun go off of the police officer, just a little bit faster. But thankfully, fast is fine, but accuracy is final is the line attributed to Wyatt Earp, which is more from the movie than from his actual sayings. But being accurate is key, and that second one that went off, the second shot here, is not even about 15 yards. This one's probably more like 20, 25 yards or so, that shot had to be accurate. And friends, most defensive encounters are 3 to 5 to 7 yards maximum, but you might need to use your pistol at something like 20 to 25 yards, which is why I say once you have that smaller group of 3 to 7 yards to get good at more. Now, this officer is then going to approach the guy. Again, if you're not a law enforcement officer, do not approach a downed suspect that you don't have to. Get out of there and get off to safety. But law enforcement officers have to. And if you're stuck in a place where you might have to stay with somebody, you want to get their tool away from them if at all possible. I would not have come with the gun down like that. I definitely would have stayed up and on him just in case that threat reemerged. But once he got that gun away from him, puts it down somewhere else. Again, I don't know that I would have put it down somewhere. I probably would have held on to it. But then he does something really good here while paying attention to him. He gets on the phone and wins the race to 911. So let's think about both of these here. Using our vehicle if we possibly can to get out of the danger zone. Having the marksmanship if we decide to get involved, and if we're non-sworn, we have to make that decision to be able to put the gun out there and use it even at distances exceeding 15 or 20 yards, and then making the right follow-up actions to cover our asp.